So this is going to be for extra credit for my classes. If you're following along and you have already built up to this point, I think I showed in the last video a couple little things like these California corners, if you will, that I put in there to make it easier to attach like drywall on the inside. It's just this one 2x4 that's kind of tilted on its side. So anyway, I want to add a roof. Okay. Now adding a roof is, this is not something I normally teach. So I'm actually going to just kind of wing it a little bit. So just full honesty, fairness, I'm going to go at this like as if I was building this as an actual shed in my backyard. What would I do? First thing is I would want to make it as simple as possible because I just don't want to have too much complexity. Make it easier for myself. I want to have an overhang that goes off the edge. And then I want to do as little cutting as possible. So if I'm going to go to Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever and buy myself some, I'm going to buy myself some probably 2x6s. Right, 2x6s are going to be plenty. We're only spanning this basically 10 foot, maybe 10 foot, and really just a 10-foot opening. So I think that 2x6s will be plenty strong enough. Normally you put them 24 inches on center. I might put them like 18, so I might buy one or two extras, and let me show you. So first thing I'll do is I'm going to build my 2x6 that I'm going to use. Now remember that a single or an eighth of an inch is 2 inches. So I think I'm set to 1/8 inch snap. So it's going to be, 1/8. That should be the correct thickness because it's going to be up on end. Okay. And then this height right here, if it's going to be 6, then that'd be 3/8. Okay. So I can actually just drag, I think. That's 5/8, 3/8. Is that a 2x6? Doesn't look like a 2x6. It looks like a 2x4. Did I not do these the correct size? Let's see. That's 1/4 inch. So a 1/4 inch is the same as 2/8 of an inch. And then add one more eighth would be 3/8, would be a 2x6. So yeah, that's a 2x6. Right? Yeah. Because if each 16th of an inch equals 1 inch, then I need 6/16. And what is 6/16 reduced down to? 3/8. Yeah. Okay. So we're good. All right. And then you can buy them in 12 footers. You can buy 12 footer 2x6s. So I need to make this 12 feet. 12 feet. Let's just do 12 times 0.75 because we're using 3/4 scale. Would be 9. It would be 9. Wait, did I do that right? Did I do it right again? I think so. Yeah, 9, right? Yeah. Each 1/4 of an inch is, okay. So it'd be 9. That's exactly right. Okay, cool. So sorry it took so long for me to figure that out, but here is the piece of wood that I would be buying from the store. It is going to be I'm in Tinkercad to scale using these nominal sizes. It's going to be it's going to be 9 inches by 1/8 by 3/8. Done. Okay. Now I'm going to lift it up. Let me use the right side. Here we go. Okay. Let me see here. I'm going to lift it up so that it's right on the edge right there. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to use my arrow keys, and I'm going to put just a little overhang, a couple inches off on the edge, or on the back. And actually, I might change my mind on that because I might want some overhang because I have that window. A little bit more overhang. So I don't really get much overhang over here. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so I'll do like that much overhang. Let me go to the top. Okay. Now I am going to actually, I want to bring it. Oh, do that. I want to bring it over here. I want to, because I want to start on the left. I'm going to go left to right while looking at it in this orientation. And so what I'll do is I'll say copy, or I'll duplicate, and then that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Technically, I'd probably put it like right here. But we're going to see kind of how it lines up with some with the decking. Okay. So I'll probably put it right there to begin with. Duplicate again, again, and look at that. Wow. It went almost perfectly. Look, I just have to go back one click like that. So actually that's perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd just buy 6 12-foot 2x6s. Oh, and I put the overhang in the wrong side. I'm gonna highlight these like that, and then they're still highlighted. So but I can change my view. I'm gonna use here. The brown one is my door, so actually I want it to go more like that. Okay, so I want it to overhang the door a little bit more. All right. So now here's the thing. We want to have a pitch to the roof because if it rains, I want the water to run off. I want it to go somewhere. Okay. So I'm just going to highlight like this, and it should get all the ones behind it. Yep, it did. Okay. And then I'm just going to pull it up a little bit and leave it there for a second. I'm going to duplicate one. I need one of these. Okay, and then let's flip it around this way. Pull it over here. Oh, why am I at the back? I want to be at the front. Oh, wait, no, I am at the front. The brown's the front. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pull it down like this. So basically, I'll buy another one of these. I might buy a 10-footer, actually, because I don't need a 12-footer. Yeah, like that. So, uh-oh. What happened when I adjusted the height? That it went to 0. That's weird. Let's do, what was it supposed to be? 0.125 maybe? 1/8? Yep. Okay. And this should be 7.5. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to use my arrow keys and pull it in where it's supposed to go. Maybe like right there. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to rest it right on top of that header. I could get 2 of them if I felt like I needed it, but I don't think I need it. And I'm going to make it flush with the front. Okay, flush, it means even, right? Because I could make it even with the inside right here or even right here, but I want it even right there because whatever kind of siding and stuff I put on this, I want it to meet up nicely with that so that I can, seal it up good. All right, now I'm ready to drop these rafters. Okay. So I'm going to highlight them. Now, I could do some math and figure out what my angle is. If I'm going up, if I'm going up, you could use a little bit of trigonometry and figure out your angle. But I'm actually going to do this and just kind of eyeball. Use my eyeballs and look, see if it looks the same top. Does the gap right here look the same as the gap right here? Because then I'm going to lower it a little bit. And it looks like I got it. I might need to change my snap a little bit. Oh man, that gap is a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller than that one over there. So I didn't turn it quite enough. So, or I turned it too much. I don't know. One of those two. Oh man, it's so close. Ooh, and then I only selected one. Here, undo key is your friend. Select that. Gap like that. And then there's like no gap here now, is there? Okay, that's fine. All right, so for our purposes, and then I'm going to drop this right here. I'm going to drop it like a 30-second. Oh, undo. Okay, so then technically, if I were to zoom way in and look in Tinkercad, it's not touching here. Okay. And then down here, it's probably overlapping a little bit. And yeah, so we're not going to worry about that too much. Okay. I'm going to put this back to 1/8. There we go. All right. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you can have a roof. If you wanted to do a sheet of plywood, if you wanted to put like say decking or it's called I think it's called MDF board, or it's that manufactured what's it called? It's called MDF dispersed, manufactured dispersed fiber or something like that. It's the ones that are all crisscrossed every which way and smushed together to make that. Okay, if we got a piece of even, let's say, they're going to be there's 4x8. Okay, so 8 times 0.75, so it'd be 6 inches here. So we'll do 6 inches like that. And 4 times 0.75 is 3, so it'd be 6x3. If we're doing it to scale right here, 6x3. And actually, if you're gonna do this, then I would do, if you're gonna cover it, I would wait to put the angle. So you could undo, if you followed along with me, you could undo all of this just till you have these rafters flat, because it could be tricky. You know what? Will a work plane go sideways? Let's see. I wonder if it will. I think it will. Yeah, you can. You can put a work plane at an angle. Wow, that's cool. I didn't even think to do that until just now. So actually, if I put this 2x4 or 2x4, this sheet of plywood that I have right here. Let me take this work plane off for a second and then work with this down here. So the height here, it's not going to be 2 inches. It's going to be, because remember, a 1/16 of an inch is 1 inch. So let's make it a 32nd of an inch. So I'd be using a 1/2 inch. So a 32nd of an inch is 0.03125. 0.03125. There we go. Now it's the correct thickness. Let me change the color of it. Let's do green. Yeah, that looks fun. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom out here. And I'm going to pull this guy up right there and leave it there for a second. Move it over here for a second. Okay, now watch. I want you to watch what I'm doing here because this is going to be super helpful. Okay. The top of one of these rafters, I want it to be my new work plane. So if I grab that work plane right there, if I grab it and hold it till it shows that it's like flat on that edge. Now, when I'm working with, say, this object right here, if I push D, it drops it down, and I can see if it dropped it to meet up with that work plane. Now I thought it would have maybe angled it for me, but it looks like I'm going to have to do that manually. Now what if I turn it this way? Notice how far apart those boards are. So you notice I put those boards at a certain distance for a reason. And we change this to a 16th. So now we can move this every 16th. I mean, move the thing around by an inch, right? It goes right there. 1 inch. Look. That means it's going to meet up that each of the edges and the middle is going to be supported. So actually, I'll go all the way up here like this. Move it. Now the thing is that I probably could have, I could make this first shift all these over one. I think I can shift all these over one. Like 1 inch. And I think it still works out. I think I still have to rip off the edge of this here. Let me duplicate this and then move it. That'd be so nice. I wouldn't have to cut the 2x or the I wouldn't have to cut the material, and it would just lay right in the right spot. So let me duplicate that. And then I would have to cut this to the right length or right width. You will. Actually, here. Come on there. All right. I don't know why those are angled that way. It looks really weird. I'm going to get rid of this work plane. I think that's what's messing me up. Oh, man. How did I do that even? Is it because I was at an angle or that's so weird? All right, I'm going to get rid of this for a second and try this again. All right. I've never done this whole work plane thing. I've always just manipulated this stuff separately. If I want to go there, if I drag a box to that, yeah, it does. It does it as an angle. So that's exactly what I needed to do. This should have been 3. This should be 6. And then the thickness right here should be 0.03125. Not like that. Okay. Oh, and then it's laying down exactly where it needs to be. Okay, that's cool. That's much better. Let's change it to blue. And then I can move it around like this. And is it actually like behaving now? It is. It is behaving now. Okay. Cool. Now, I may not want to seam all the way across, so I'd probably alternate. So here I'll duplicate that, and I'd probably put this piece down here. That way I don't have a seam that goes all the way across. Now I'll duplicate this one. Move it to the right. Right, and then I would basically cut it to this dimension right there. Okay, I'll duplicate this guy. Pull it back to there. Grab this. There. And I could probably get this piece right here from this sheet of plywood. So, so I've used 1, 2, 3. I've only used like 3 sheets of plywood so far. So probably could get away with 4 sheets of plywood, right? Because this thing right here, let's say I were to like duplicate it, I'm using what? Am I using more than half? No, I'm using like exactly half, I think. Maybe I'm using more than half because it's 12 footer. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's 4. So no, yeah, I'm using half. I'm using half of it. So if I cut this piece of plywood straight in half, then I would have, if I duplicate this, that other half left to put down here. And it shortened it when I duplicated it because it duplicated my actions. There we go. And that's it. Okay, now at this point, I could put, I'm going to pull my work plane back. Come on. You just grab it and put it back. Okay. At this point, I would be ready to put, I'd probably put like some black tar paper on that and then some roofing shingles. Just some asphalt roofing shingles. And it'd be pretty easy. And that would just, probably put some like metal flashing on the end to protect the edge. Something like that. And there you go. I have a shed with a roof. And at this point, I would do the exact same thing with the plywood on the sides of the building. And again, cover it with some kind of vapor barrier and then some kind of siding. And I'd be pretty much be done. All right, guys. That's it for the recording. And I'll see you in the next video.